Hi again. Well, I'm back from my trip to Washington, D.C., and hang on. There we are. I'm back from Washington, D.C. Went there as a member of the Financial Services Institute, a group that advocates for independent advisors and the people with whom they serve. I was really part of a grassroots team speaking to members of Congress about a number of issues. And I thought for this video, the best way to describe my trip is just walk you through it with pictures. For me, this was a 2-day affair, starting on day one with a variety of speakers, including Jeff Bush from the Washington Update, followed by Dale Brown, President and CEO of FSI, interviewing both the President and CEO of FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, and also a commissioner from the SEC, which really is access to people and policy that we don't often get. So that was pretty cool. After that, we had sessions with different chiefs of staff from senators in Washington and wrapped it up with some guidance on what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be approaching the meetings coming up. It was stressed that one, most of the people we're going to be seeing, I think I mentioned this last year, are going to be pretty young, probably younger than my kids, closer to my grandkids. And also, these meetings, they were 15-minute meetings. We better be on time, be polite. This is apolitical. We were there to address the issues that we thought were important, and I'll get to in a minute, and warned that sometimes these meetings may or may not take place in the office. If it's really crowded, we may be doing this in a hallway. Fortunately, we didn't have to do that. So the next day, we met after breakfast in the lobby of the hotel, armed with our umbrellas, got on our buses, went to Capitol Hill, met our guides, and went off to our appointments. There were 34 different states represented by the FSI, and we had about 150 different appointments. We had 5, actually. We saw the offices of Senator Ron Johnson, Senator Tammy Baldwin, and Representative Derek Van Orden for Wisconsin. As I was the sole Wisconsin representative, I teamed up with the Michigan team, and we also met with Senators Gary Peters and a relatively new senator, I was told, Alyssa Slotkin. So what did we talk about? Well, our main goals were to address a couple of bills in particular. One was the Financial Exploitation Prevention Bill, and it actually passed unanimously last year in the House, I think actually before my trip last year, but didn't make it to the Senate. And what this bill allows is for people that are being scammed or exploited, even by family members, and trying to get money out of the system, it allows for a little bit of a delay or suspension if there's concern that something wrong is happening. It gives us a little bit more, it gives us a different level of protection than we currently have. And in this day and age, the more that we can do to protect our seniors while respecting that it's still their money goes a long way for us in taking good care of our people. Another bill that we talked about, and it's in limbo right now, it's the Modern Worker Empowerment Act. This has to do with whether or not we as independent advisors can stay independent, or we should be considered as employees of a company like a broker-dealer with whom we pay for research technology. They hold the accounts of our clients. It would make a drastic difference, especially for independence of recommendations for our business models. It potentially could limit who we work with if we didn't have the autonomy and the freedom as an independent advisor to make those decisions. So that was a big one, I thought. There were 2 other bills that we did discuss, if we had time, that were tax related, but the 2 that I mentioned were the 2 that I thought really have the biggest impact for us and for you. It was fascinating to walk down the halls, to see all the people coming and going, to see how people responded to our requests, where some just took notes and looked at us basically, and others reached out to their aides right away and said, who can we talk to? Obviously, depending on what party they represented, they had either more or less sway in what could be done. But it was surprising to see that those people that really didn't have a vote currently were looking to reach out to colleagues on the other side to make sure that they are aware of what we're trying to do. So, did we make a difference? We'll find out. I do believe that doing this consistently, year after year, getting our message across, doing it for me and for you, for all of us, will have an impact down the road. I do feel it was worthwhile going down there, seeing the culture, walking the halls, having those meetings behind closed doors. I do think that we're going to be making a difference, maybe not right away, but over time if we're consistent with our message. And appreciate the fact that you watched this to the end, and hope to see you next time. Thank you.